Let's try it. Here we go. We're going to war cry, eat this, and let's see it. Ooh, that is really strong. Really strong. The Black Drum is the newest shotgun in Fortnite Save the World. It came out around 6 days ago in the brand new weapon set, and this is it. It looks really cool. I've got to say, it looks really good, and people have been saying it's the best shotgun in the game, but I have actually not seen a single bit of gameplay of it, so I'm going into this completely blind. But what is the Black Drum? It is a shotgun part of the black metal set, a drum shotgun that fires shells in 2-round bursts, dealing moderate damage and heavy impact with heavy recoil. So I'm going to think it's similar to the 2-step, and if it's anywhere near as good as the 2-step, I'm going to really like this, a double burst. So its first perk is eliminating 3 enemies with this weapon, reduces my current health by 12.5% and deals 29 to 129 base damage based on the percentage of missing health. It's basically like explosive rounds from Wukong this, but every 3 eliminations, which is really cool. I quite liked it on the assault rifle. Now the perks we have: crit damage, reload speed, fire, crit rating, and adds up to 80% bonus damage. Now, if I was to build this, obviously I want to get the most damage possible, so I changed that reload speed to another crit damage, but this is what we got. Hopefully the reload speed is actually really useful though, because we can see at this on the left, our reload time is 1.6 seconds, which is really quick. So, let's have a look at my hero build before we take this into a mission. So I've gone back with Buckshot Raptor just because he's the shotgun specialist. You want this guy when you use any crit built shotgun because he increases our crit damage by 225%. And I've gone with Totally Rocking Out because I don't really want to be losing health as much. I feel like this weapon set, although it makes you lose health, when I was using the assault rifle, I felt like there was no point in losing the health. I don't know. I just felt like there's no point in losing health to get a bit more damage when you can have Totally Rocking Out, which gives you a ton more crit rating. So that's why I've gone with Totally Rocking Out here, and that basically like, increases your crit rating and heals you. We have Subwafers and Battle Beat. That's really to activate Totally Rocking Out and make it be usable team perk. Survivalist, again, just to keep us alive. Shell Shock increases our shotgun damage, and Locked and Reloaded. I did have Wukong here for explosive rounds, but I wanted to take him away because the weapon basically has a built-in explosive rounds anyway, so I've taken him away here and just put Locked and Reloaded on for a tiny bit of extra damage when we reload. So I'm excited for this weapon. Hopefully it's better than the 2-step because I love the 2-step. It's one of my favourite shotguns, but if it's better than the 2-step, this new shotgun might be my favourite. So let's take it into a mission. Alright, we are in our Twine Peaks zone. I believe it's power 128, 124. I never really look at the power levels. Now, the spread is really wide. I don't think the 2-step is as well. I think the 2-step is very narrow and really easy to hit targets. What's the range like on this weapon? Oh, it's got a lot of kick to it. A lot of kick. But that's still decent damage at that range. I'll say that. I think it's eliminating 3 enemies. We get that thing. Oh, the kick is... Oh, I like that. I like that. The kick kind of... Look at this. I'm not going to compensate for the recoil here, but look at that. That is really strong. I'm not sure if there's any stronger weapon than that, but it's throwing my aim off quite a lot here, even with the aim assist on. Right. Ideally, on the defense, we're going to want nature enemies, but I'll take anything but water enemies, because that's going to be really hard. Oh, the damage is really nice, though. Like, we're not really using the, less health, more damage, because I have Survivalist on, I've got Totally Rocking Out on as well. But it's still doing a ton of damage. I really am liking this so far. I might have to compare this to the not Tombstone, what was I going to say? 2-step. It feels very similar. Now, the 2-step from memory was really good. I've not used it in a while, though. But the 2-step was fantastic. It's basically this, but less of a spread, more of a slug. I'm liking it. I am actually liking this weapon, though. There we go, nature enemies. This is really good. Again, the AoE damage on this, I'm kind of glad I didn't put explosive rounds on this with Wukong. You don't need it, because it's got it built into the weapons. That's one massive positive with this weapon set, is that it's got explosive rounds built into it, which I think is really, really useful. Got a few more enemies here. Of course, I want to do a smasher test as well. I also want to test some mist monsters, and then hopefully we don't get water enemies on the actual defense, because I'll probably not put it in if that's the case. Let's just test it against water enemies, actually. Let's see it. Let's have a go. That is still really good. That is still really... I know these are only husklings, but still, we're losing like 50% damage. I think that's really cool. Nice, strong weapon. I'm not going to complain about the recoil, actually, because it's got quite a lot of damage in it. So, if you didn't have a lot of damage and there was a lot of recoil, that would be a problem. But at least this can basically one-hit enemies, which is really good. Let's have a look at the reload time. That's nothing. That is nothing. That is really good. I quite like the extra reload speed on this. Otherwise, that might have been an issue. So that's quite good so far. I'm going to look for some smashes, some more enemies, and then we're going to get to the defense. Right, here we go. We've got our physical smasher. Of course, we'd prefer a nature smasher. I believe it, but it should do more damage. Fire on nature. Let's try it. Here we go. We're going to war cry, eat this, and let's see it. Ooh, that is really strong. Really strong. I like that. Wow. It's just... It's technically 6 shots there, but it's 3 because it's a double burst. And it... Like, the damage numbers... I'll compare it to the damage numbers in just a second. We clear these guys out of the way. Range, again, it's not amazing, but it still does decent damage. But let's have a look. The damage numbers... 51,000 damage. Again, compare that with the double boiler, a really strong shotgun, 117,000 damage. But because it's a double burst, that 43,000 damage goes to, what, 86,000 damage? It's just crazy. It really is. I do like double burst weapons. Triple bursts, sometimes I say you're wasting that extra shot. But double bursts, I feel like, are good because... Then again, we just one-hit that guy. But I feel like you do waste ammo when on burst. Especially the bundle bus, you do waste quite a lot of ammo with that weapon. Unless it's on a smasher. You shouldn't really waste ammo on that. I am liking it. I've got to say I'm liking it. Again, because I've got Totally Rocking Out on Survivalist, I'm not really noticing the loss of health. I say that as I get absolutely destroyed by some blasters over here. What even that? Like, that does a ton of damage. It's crazy. I'm not even aiming down sights either. I'm just hip firing, and the spread is good enough just to go like that, and you're going to hit something. So far, so good. I am really enjoying this. We're about ready to start. I do not want to see water enemies at the top. That is going to be really deflating if we see that. I'll even take fire enemies over it. Please don't be water. And it's water. Oh, we're going to have to settle with it. Had to be water, didn't it? Right, we'll settle with water. But, again, keep this in mind, and this is a better test because we're losing 50% damage. But it still performs so well. It really does. I probably should let the tunnels do the work over there. Single out a few husks. Oh, whoa, where did you come from, Mr. Smasher? Like, it's just really strong. My accuracy is absolutely awful. I've not played much recently, but again, on crit, that is crazy. If we didn't have the extra reload time as well, we'd be doing more crit damage because I believe you can have an extra crit damage in that slot. And if I was to build the weapon, I'd probably take the reload speed off, put the extra crit damage on, because I just love the damage. I'd like to see how slow the reload time is if you didn't put the extra reload speed perk on there. I don't think it'd be that bad though. Double the speed, that's not that bad with this. 3 seconds are probably at most, 2.5 seconds I guess. I'm not too sure. I've not seen the base schematic. But again, look how strong this is, considering we're losing half damage. Fire and water, worst scenario for me here. But it's still working really well, and I can't call it a 6th perk, because it's not the 6th perk, it's the 1st perk, but you know what I mean? That every 3 eliminations we get an explosive rounds built in, I think is fantastic. I really like this. Let's see if we get it to proc. I'm going to go down. This weapon. There we go. Bit of explosive rounds. Again, it's not going to... I don't think it can actually one-hit enemies at full health, but it's a bit of extra damage. And that bit of extra damage is the difference between... say this gas trap's gone. It's the difference between a husk dying on here and a husk dying in here and wasting all these traps in here. That is the complete difference with it. And, ooh, I've not seen that launcher in a very long time. Some more enemies over here. Some spamming jackos. Again, all water. Again, not ideal, but I feel like As long as I've got a bit of footage from earlier, like with the encampments and the smasher, then we're fine defending against water because, again, losing that health. Losing that damage, sorry. Just going to craft some more ammo, I might run out. Look at that, it's still one bursting quite a lot of enemies. If we can just get one of those crits off, it's great. It really is. Look at that. Tell you what, I think, I'm not going to say it's the best shotgun, but he's one of the strongest, I've got to say that. What's the structure damage like? Quite good, but I don't know why you'd want to be crafting a shotgun to go around smashing structures, so. Again, on the blaster, it melts. It absolutely melts. I'm just going to shockwave here because I don't want to go down. I don't want to go down. Put that up. Let's have a look around. See if there's any problems, enemies. Is this the meta then? Spamming launchers. Oh well. Again. Shielders, they're annoying. Absolutely annoying shielders. Can never be bothered aiming at them either. It's got a lot of impact as well. What I'm noticing with this weapon, if it's not killing them in one burst, it's knocking them back. If we can get another smasher in this, I don't think we will. Again, we can see how many times we can knock it back. Look, if we're not eliminating it, it is getting knocked back, which is really cool. Look, again, we knocked the same one back. Gonna have to do this again. Put this up. I'm just gonna eat one of these for a tiny bit of extra health. I don't want to be going down. That's the difficulty with this set, because you lose that health, which you don't want to be losing. It does put you in a situation like that quite often, which, again, this is why I put Survivalist on. If I didn't have Survivalist on here, I'd be down like 3 times already. Luckily I had Survivalist, didn't get the impact there. What is the impact on this? Let me just double check. 2,500, double boiler, that's double, but again, because it's a double burst, basically everything gets halved. Same with triple bursts, everything gets thirded, if that's the right word. I believe the faster the fire rate of the weapon, the less damage per hit it does. If I'm right in saying that, if anyone wants to fact check me. But look, the impact is proccing so frequently on regular husks, which is really good. We can just keep them out the tunnels. Of course you don't want to keep them out the tunnels if you're playing really safe. But I mean, this is just a regular mission. Someone's down. Probably using this shotgun as well. The durability, we're nearly halfway through it as well, and it's the only time I've used it in this, and I've run out of subwafers, I've just realised. Oh, smasher! Oh, it's smokescreen! Oh, whoa, 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 saying that! It is smokescreen, but look, we're still doing decent damage to it. Look at this. If you know what smokescreen does, it reduces your range damage by a massive percentage. Someone said 95% once to me. I don't know if that's the right percentage, but it's crazy. If you ever have smokescreen modifier, use melee weapons, but this is crazy, the amount of damage we're outputting here. Swarcry. That is mad. That was insane. If that wasn't smokescreen, we would have got through that so much quicker as well. And that's the objective done. Again, I didn't want it to be water enemies because, oh, look at that damage there. Didn't really want water enemies in this because it is a fire weapon, but at least we managed to show that this is a really strong weapon. And so that was the black drum. Now, I won't gonna say issue, but it's a thing that does, I won't say bug me either, I don't know what the word is, but the thing that kind of hinders this weapon set is the fact that you lose health. Now, if I didn't have Survivalist and totally rocking out in that mission, I would have been down a few times, which is the only negative with this set. But apart from that, it did an absolute ton of damage, maybe one of the strongest shotguns in the game for the overall DPS it can do. I really enjoyed it. It has a massive recoil. The impact is fantastic as well. We managed to stun just regular husks quite frequently. If we weren't managing to kill them, they'd be stunned, which was really, really good as well. Even when it was fire on water, losing that 50% damage, we still did really well. I do like the fact with this weapon set, though, it has a built-in explosive rounds. It means you don't have to have explosive rounds. I mean, you can still have it on your build. It's just even more AoE damage, but you don't have to have it on anymore with some shotgun weapons, which is what I really, really like about this weapon. I do think it's one of the strongest shotguns in the game, or stronger shotguns in the game. I might put it head-to-head with the two-step, because It's a very similar shotgun, the two-step. It's, again, a double burst, but instead of a widespread, it's more of a slug with a bit more range. But again, I really liked the two-step, so I'm going to leave this here. Let me know what you guys thought of the black drum, and as always, thank you for watching.